In Q2, I think Bitcoin is going to $60,000 and I'm going to tell you exactly why in this video. There are a lot of interesting information for Bitcoin unfolding and I will tell you exactly why I think that Bitcoin is going to dump to $60,000 in Q2. I will have a look at the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETF flow, and there are of course is a lot of interesting news coming into the market which I will discuss with you. Later in the video I will also have a look at the two altcoins Vechain and XRP, so you want to watch this video all the way to the end to don't miss anything. So don't forget to like this video and let's dive right into the charts. First, let's start off with zooming into the 50-minute time frame for Bitcoin. We can see that the Bitcoin CME gap is still open around $84,000. Yesterday, Bitcoin made a clear attempt to close the gap, but however, we didn't close it finally. So now we are seeing another attempt for Bitcoin to grow and to rise again to close the gap. So during the making of this video, the CME gap is still open, so we could eventually see a close of the gap very soon after this video. So for now, as I was saying always, we can always see a close of the gap during the course of the week. And I think Bitcoin will close the gap today because we are coming very close. So this is actually looking very bullish. We are seeing a little bit of a downtrend on a 50-minute time frame, but now it looks like we're shifting from a downtrend into an uptrend because we're seeing higher highs. We created a higher high and also we are creating a higher low. So we are seeing a shift from a downtrend into an uptrend on the 50-minute time frame, and this could be the perfect sign to see a little bit of a reversal on the lower time frame. And zooming out to the 4-hour time frame, we can also see that the Bitcoin fell down from this huge rising wedge formation. The price got squeezed for Bitcoin. We saw a breakdown, and now we are seeing a little bit of a double bottom to create a reversal for Bitcoin. So we can see that Bitcoin is curving up a little bit. So yeah, we could also see more upside from here for Bitcoin, and that of course could be interesting to see in the coming weeks. But however, we broke down from this huge rising wedge formation, and the breakdown target of this formation will be confluent with the lower side of this formation, which will be around the $77,000. And of course, earlier in my video I said that Bitcoin is going to $60,000 in Q2, but that of course is an April Fool's joke. So I think we will not go to $60,000 in Q2. I think Bitcoin could see a price above the $90,000 and even come back to the $100,000 in Q2. Because Q2 most of the times is a very bullish quarter of the year, just like in the history of Bitcoin. So let's see if Bitcoin can see a reversal from here on the 4-hour time frame and can see more bullish price action in the coming weeks. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin ETF flows, we saw another bearish day, and it was the last day of Q1, and we ended in, with an outflow of $60.6 million in total. We can see that BlackRock was buying, but we can also see that other ETFs are selling a little bit of their portion of BTC. So this is of course a little bit more bearish, and we can also see that Bitcoin ETF total cumulative inflow topped out here in the beginning of February. And now we are seeing a little bit of a decline, but still we are above the $36 billion in total of inflow. So this is actually a little bit bullish because it's still the best Bitcoin ETF in the history of ETFs. And if we then have a look at the Ethereum ETF, we can see another consecutive day of bullish inflows. We saw a $6.4 million in total inflows in the Ethereum ETF. So this is yeah, a little bit more bullish signs that we're going to maybe see a little bit of a reversal for Ethereum, because Ethereum has seen max pain, and I think we will see a little bit of a reversal in Q2 for Ethereum as well. And looking at another 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, we can see that this interesting horizontal level is acting as resistance and support, and in the past we can see a lot of price interaction around this level, and every time Bitcoin came to this level we saw some price interaction. We came above this level during this uptrend on the 4-hour time frame, but then we fell below it again, and now we are retesting this previous support level as resistance. So actually this could also mean that we're going to see a little bit of a bearish retest, because this support has been turned into resistance right now. So if Bitcoin is going to see a rejection from this level, we have to aim for lower prices. But of course we want to see that Bitcoin is showing some strength, that we're coming above this resistance area again, maybe retest it as support, and then we can continue the uptrend to the top side. So for now, Bitcoin shifted from this uptrend, and now we're inside of this downtrend. So keep in mind that this bearish retest could unfold, and that we have to aim for lower prices in the coming hours and days. And zooming out to the daily time frame, we can see this huge resistance area on the top side is unfolding. We can see this downward sloping resistance trend line is unfolding. We can see multiple touch points here as resistance. So if Bitcoin can come back to this resistance level, we want to eventually see a break to the top side, maybe retest this resistance as support, and from there, after this bullish retest, we can see more exponential moves to the top side. And then the breakout target of this formation will be confluent with the previous all-time high, because it will be the top side of this formation, and it will bring Bitcoin back to all the way to the $108,000. So for now, we are downwards in this downward sloping trend, and yeah, let's see if Bitcoin can show some strength and eventually reverse the trend to the top side, because this downtrend has been going on for more than 2 months right now, so we need some interesting price action to see. So for now, yeah, we also see that Bitcoin is bottoming out a little bit. We saw this low, then we saw this other low, and now we're creating a higher low again. So it could also mean that Bitcoin is going to shift from the downtrend into an uptrend. So this could, of course, be the scenario that could play out in the coming weeks. So keep in mind that this yeah, interesting reversal could play out, and I will keep you guys updated on my Twitter and also here on my YouTube channel. And yesterday we had multiple interesting news articles coming in, and the first one that was that MicroStrategy has acquired another 22,048 Bitcoin for almost $2 billion, and of course this is interesting to see, because they are just keeping buying the dip, and I think a lot of companies are going to follow, just like GameStop. And GameStop announced that they are going to buy also for $2 billion, so they could also be buying today. And we also had Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump investing in a Bitcoin mining company. So eventually this is a very bullish news, because yeah, the family of Trump is going to be bullish on Bitcoin, and I think Donald Trump will also be very bullish on Bitcoin. So eventually I think America will buy Bitcoin in the coming future, and this of course will bring Bitcoin to new all-time highs. So this is very bullish news. So yeah, keep in mind that the family Trump is very bullish on Bitcoin, and I think you should be too bullish as well. And let's then have a look at some altcoins, and the first altcoin I want to have a look at is Vechain. We can see Vechain is in this huge downward sloping channel, and yeah, this is actually a very bullish typical reversal pattern. We are seeing a huge downtrend unfold, but then of course we want to see a breakout to the top side, and the chances are higher that we are going to see a break to the top side. So if Vechain can break to the top side, I want to see a retest of the previous resistance to turn it into support, and from this level I'm going to long the market for Vechain. Then I'm going to aim for higher prices. And then this next big resistance level on the daily time frame will be my first target, and that will be around a little bit above the 4 cents. So this could be the bullish scenario for Vechain that could unfold. And if Vechain comes to this next big resistance, then we will see the next make or break level, because in the past we are seeing a lot of price interactions around this level. So I think if Vechain comes to this level, I think we will see a little bit of a rejection first, but then I want to see some more strength, and that eventually break this level, maybe retest it again as support, and then we have to aim for higher prices, and then the real bull market for Vechain can start. And if we zoom in a little bit to the 4-hour time frame, we can also see this very interesting downward sloping resistance line is unfolding. So this could be the first resistance for Vechain to break. So let's see if Vechain can maybe bottom out from here, and we saw a double bottom now. So we could also see that we're coming back to this resistance area, and as I'm saying, I want to see a break for Vechain, and that Vechain is going to show some strength. And after this huge break to the top side, if this bullish scenario plays out, I'm going to wait for a retest of the resistance to test it as support. Then from this bullish retest, I'm going to long the market, and then I'm going to aim for the higher prices. And this breakout target will bring Vechain all the way back to the 3.5 cents. So this could be the bullish scenario that could play out in the coming weeks, but of course it also depends a little bit on what Bitcoin does and the whole sentiment into the market. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about Vechain, and what do you think about Vechain in 2025? And the second interesting altcoin I want to have a look at is XRP, and of course XRP has been very bullish in the last year. As we can see here, a very big run up from the lower sides, and now we're inside of this huge formation as well. We can see this falling channel is unfolding, and this falling wedge eventually is a typical bullish reversal pattern, because first we saw a big run up, now we're seeing that the price is consolidating a little bit, and eventually the price of XRP is going to get squeezed into this apex, and I think we will eventually see a breakout to the top side, a retest of the resistance to test it as support, and then the next big resistance will be around this level, and it will be around the $2.7. So we can see a lot of price interactions here around this level. So this level is acting as resistance and support, and currently we are below it, so it is acting as resistance. So if XRP comes to this level, this will be my first target to take a little bit of profits after buying at these bullish retest, this potential bullish retest. So after that, if XRP is coming to this level, it's going to be the next make or break level, and I want to see that XRP is going to show some strength, maybe retest the resistance as support if we're going to see this break happening, and then the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and that will bring XRP all the way to a new all-time high of more than $3.30, of course. So this would be the bullish scenario that could play out in the coming weeks. And looking at another daily chart for XRP, we can see also that XRP is inside of this huge horizontal channel with a lot of resistance on the top side and also a lot of support on the lower side. And eventually this channel has to pick a side. Either we are going to see a break to the top side or a break to the downside. And currently we are coming back to the lower side support. So buying at this green box of accumulation is exactly what I did every time XRP came to this lower side support. And every time we saw a bounce to this resistance area on the top side, I took a little bit of profits, just like I also shared on my socials. And you could have been warned about this buy orders in this green box of accumulation. So every time I bought at this green box of accumulation, I sold a little bit of my portion at the higher side resistance. So that was eventually every time a little bit more than a 30% increase. So this is how you make money in the crypto. And let me know in the comments, what do you think about XRP and what is your price prediction for XRP in Q2? So again, I hope you liked this video. Please give a thumbs up if you do. You will help this channel a lot. You can also follow me on my Twitter channel where I share a lot of crypto insights and I share a lot of crypto updates. So follow me there. And with that being said, I hope you liked this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.